morning and welcome to Hello Westchester here on WCASD every Monday from 11:30 to noon. I'm Eric Lambera, joined by Cara Corridoni, publisher of Hello Westchester, which releases every Friday. You can subscribe at hellowestchesterpa.com. Welcome back, Cara. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, that's right. It's been a while. Thanksgiving was good. Yeah. Go up to my husband's family. And it was just a nice day. I didn't have to cook anything. Same
for us as well. We were at our house, but it kept it pretty low-key. So glad to have you back on the air. So a lot of stuff to cover today, as usual. We'll start off with the restaurant inspection reports for November.
Yes. So the Chester County Health Department inspects all restaurants and eateries and anyone serving any sorts of food at least once a year. We monitor those to share who is in and out of compliance. Last month was actually, as compared to recent months, was pretty mild. There were 14 institutions who were out of compliance for November, and of those, there was only one that was kind of egregiously a violator. Otherwise, pretty much in the mid-range. We did see, I guess, a kind of a trend last month having to do with soda drinks in general. It seemed like there was a lot of violations in regards to ice machines that needed cleaning or soda fountain nozzles that needed cleaning. So that seemed to be an area of concern for people. But other than that, it was pretty quiet. So I guess some of the ones that were out last month, Dunkin' Donuts over on Westchester Pike, they had 7 violations, including ice accumulations in their walk-in freezer, and that ice scoop that was in need of cleaning and sanitizing, and they had no soap in the bathroom sink. Limoncello's down on North Walnut Street was out. They had 9 violations, including bread being stored under a dirty hood vents in the pizza bar, a walk-in cooler holding food at 49 degrees Fahrenheit rather than at 41 as required, and soda machine nozzles observed to have residue that were not cleaned to sight or touch. That's kind of a common theme we've been seeing. Then they also had their soda gun holders that needed a cleaning as well. Then we had Freddy's Frozen Custard on Wilmington Pike. They were out. They had 5 violations, including milk and cheese that were not being kept cold enough. The milk was stored in a cooling unit that was not turned on, so that might have been the problem there. And the ice machine and tabletop can opener were observed to have food residue and were not cleaned to sight or touch. They, too, were missing soap, this time in the hand wash sink. They were told to supply that ASAP, according to the report. Another one that was out was Malvern Gas. This is at 1425 Paoli Pike. They had 6 violations, including chicken sandwiches and hot dogs that were not being kept hot enough. Those were discarded during the inspection. And then they had several areas, including the ice chute, which is a food contact surface that needed a good cleaning. Another one that was out was Spence Cafe here in the borough at 131 North High Street. They had 6 violations. They had some squeeze bottles that didn't have labels and a cooler that was not keeping food cold enough. And then they were also, they had clean food equipment that was stacked while still wet that has to be allowed to drive. Otherwise, it allows bacteria to grow. So that was resolved. They were trained on how to do that. Briquette Lounge at 1339 Potsdam Pike, they were also out. They had 8 violations, including some milk and house-made bacon cream cheese that was found beyond their expiration dates. Those were discarded. The interior of the basement ice machine and the bar soda gun nozzles were observed to have food residue on them. Clean and sanitize before use, the report read. Also, the walls in the employee restroom, kitchen, floors in the basement, and shelves in the bar all needed good cleaning. And let's see. 2 more. Ariana's Gourmet Cafe at 323 East Gay Street. They were out. They had 8 violations, including commercially processed, ready-to-eat foods stored more than 24 hours without a date indicating when they were opened. So basically they're opening items and not noting that. So, and then they had a microwave, the dishwasher, stove racks, and the kitchen fans all needed cleaning. And kind of the biggest violator of the month was the Oriental Pearl. That's out on Paoli Pike. They had 16 violations, including an employee not washing his hands after returning from outside the kitchen, and another touching rice with her bare hands, raw chicken that was stored above cooked chicken, house-made sauces that were found past their expiration dates, a can of Raid that was below the sink in the sushi bar, and soup broth that was held at room temperature rather than at 135 degrees Fahrenheit as required. There was also some eggs and raw chicken and pork that were also not kept cold enough. All those compromised foods, however, were discarded at the time of the inspection, and hopefully the employees were trained as to how to maintain that going forward.
And then there were also some that were back in compliance. Of course, recognizing the ones out of compliance, and I know you had a list of some that were back in.
Exactly. So from last month, some of the ones that we had featured are now cleaned up and ready to go. So back in this month is Great China Restaurant, Wasabi, ShopRite, Mercado, Ram's Head Diner, The Pizza Peddler, Applebee's, Sabatino's Pizza and Grill, Tasaka, Brothers Pizza, at Texaquita, Carlino's, Stetson Middle School, Monje, La Scala's Fire, and Jersey's Mike's.
Now, was with the Sabatinos, that wasn't the truck, was it? Or was that the truck that was out of compliance? Or
this is not the truck. This is the restaurant. Okay. Last month, both were out of compliance, and now both are in compliance. Okay. So, both the restaurant, the Pizza Grill, and the pizza truck are back in compliance. Yeah.
So I know that was a big one last month, especially near the campus. So I'm glad that they were all able to get back in compliance. So that was a little bit on the inspection reports. Now let's switch over to a rise in knee surgeries coming to the Westchester area. What's going on here?
Yeah, this is kind of interesting. I found it a bit interesting. I was not did not anticipate this. But recently the Philadelphia Inquirer had featured a study that had shown the top knee placement providers in this area. And I was kind of reviewing the list, and it seemed Westchester kind of jumped out. And as I was researching further, the idea of knee surgery in general kind of jumped out. So apparently there are 790,000 total knee replacement surgeries performed in the U.S. each year, and is one of the country's most common surgeries done. I did not know that. Did you?
I had no idea.
Right? Like I wouldn't have guessed that, but apparently that is the case, and the figure is not only large now, it's going to become much, much larger with experts anticipating or expecting that number to skyrocket to 3.5 million surgeries a year over the next 5 years. That's a 373% increase by 2030. And this is because the cause of surgery is osteoarthritis. So as kind of the population grows, that risk increases. And so all this has caught my attention because in the Inquirer, they had done the top knee replacement providers in the area. And one of the ones that has really jumped up significantly is Restore Orthopedic Surgical Institute in Chadds Ford. And while this is not technically in Westchester, it is outside the borders. They have had a 600% increase in a single year. So they were up to 680 knee surgeries in a 12-month period. That was the 12 months that ended in 2024. And then according to that article, they were on schedule to double that again this year to over 1,300 surgeries. And then if you couple that with another surgery center, Mauve Ambulatory Surgical Center, which is located here in Westchester, who also saw an increase last year, but not nearly the magnitude of this Restore, and surgeries done at Chester County Hospital, you're seeing more than half of the total 3,500 knee replacement surgeries performed in the state last year happened right here in Westchester, or in the Westchester area, because I am kind of in that Ford Chad's Ford Institute. But thought that was interesting. Part of this has to do with this idea of the Resource Surgical Center. This is outpatient surgery compared to MAUV and Chester County Hospital, which still typically do inpatient surgeries. But the idea of doing outpatient knee surgery is becoming very popular, especially with more routine cases, because it's more efficient. It is less expensive to do it that way than to have a hospital visit around that. On the other side, obviously these centers do not have the same range of equipment or specialties on hand as you would find in a traditional hospital. So if somebody has more of a complicated case, you're probably still going to need to see a physician that has hospital access. But that was kind of an interesting trend in knee care and surgery.
There we go. That is interesting for sure. And I know we talked before, it's like Westchester's the chicken capital of the world. Now we're the knee replacement.
Exactly. Now we're moving into knee surgery.
And then speaking of healthcare dominance, I know you had this on your newsletter as well, the Westchester School of Nursing.
Yes. So I kind of grouped these together because they may in fact be related at some point in time. But earlier this fall, Westchester University announced in conjunction with the 50th anniversary of offering nursing degrees that they are going to be forming a School of Nursing. So according to the administrators there, that the School of Nursing will allow opportunities to apply for grants. Generally, it will give the school more prestige, and it will allow it to accommodate more students. This change is expected to go into effect in January, and much like the current degree program, the Department of Nursing will become the School of Nursing, and it will continue to remain under the College of Health and Sciences.
And definitely more prestigious, as you mentioned, and there's more information on their website. I believe the Enquirer has that as well. And I have one more topic I wanted to get to before we hit our first break, and that was a couple of goodbyes.
So a couple of goodbyes last week, some significant ones, and I grouped them together. They're not all related, but the first one I want to get to is the Westchester Christmas light display. This is a seasonal favorite and has been for the last 9 years. It was started by Gavin Snyder when he was 12 years old. He is now 21. But this was a display out at 895 South Concord Road. Every year they had a huge display. They had Santas, they had food trucks, and all the money raised was donated to the SPCA. Over the last 9 years, Gavin has raised over $60,000 for the Brandywine SPCA. But as now a 21-year-old adult, he decided earlier this fall he did need a break from his Christmas duties. So there will be no display this year, although he says he is hoping to come back next year for the 10th year. So we'll keep an eye on that. If you are looking for lights, Westchester Griswolds are a new tradition you can check out. Dutton Mill Road. I should have put that in there, right? Yes, so they're at Dutton Mill Road. And then more goodbyes, these coming from downtown Westchester. La Cava Coffee Company, which was on East Gay Street. They opened just days into 2024, and unfortunately they will be closing just days shy of 2026. And also closing, which was a sad one for me, is the Bookstore Bakery. They also opened in 2024 here on West Gay Street. It has a small little store with food and books, but it looks like they are closing at the end of the year. The last day will be the 31st, so you can go check them out until that point. Maybe get yourself one of those brown butter salted chocolate chip cookies, which are delicious.
Yeah, and I think it makes a good point there where it was saying, like, it's tough right now with everything, a lot of things being digital, and I feel like there's just not as much on that front, so it's a tough one. It
is a tough one, and they had such a small space. I think they were really challenged to try to curate a wide range of selection in there. in such a small space. And yeah, when you can go to an Amazon or somewhere else and have every title you could ever dream of at your fingertip, it's just tough.
Yeah, a changing industry for sure. So that was, just to recap, it was the Bookstore Bakery as well as La Cava Coffee Company and the Westchester Christmas lights display all saying goodbye, but hopefully with the lights display we'll see that next year for the 10th year.
Yes.
So that takes us to the middle of the show. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of that, we will have much more to come, so stay with us. We will be right back. And welcome back to Hello Westchester here on WCAG. I'm Eric Climbera, joined by Cara Corridoni, publisher of Hello Westchester. You can subscribe at hellowestchesterpa.com. So we had a lot of quick updates to get to, so we want to get to that?
Yeah, let's get going. Let's see.
And then looking ahead, so some things as well. But I know the first one was a West Goshen officer was sentenced.
Yes, so this is kind of a follow-up. This is the incident involving former West Goshen Police Detective David S. Maurer. He was charged with theft in 2024 after an unlawful taking in possession of controlled substances. He was found to be taking emptying medication. He was tasked with emptying medication collection boxes that were located both at the West Goshen Township Police Department and at Chester County Hospital. These are kind of unused prescriptions that people were turning in for safe disposal, and he had been stealing from there and taking several for his own personal possessions. He was charged with theft then, and so the sentence for those charges was handed down November 21st, so end of last month. According to the sentencing report, he received a $300 fine, a consecutive 2-year probation on the theft charge, and then a 1-year probation tied to the possession of controlled substances charge. He was also recommended for a drug and alcohol evaluation and a treatment program.
So a hefty sentence there as far as a few different things, the probation as well as recommended treatment for the officer. Let's go next to Chester Springs contractor wanted by the WEGO. Which one was that?
That's Westtown East Goshen Police Department.
Okay.
Sorry. My abbreviations for you.
No, I've said it enough times.
I'm sure you have.
I just couldn't think of it.
Yeah. So this is kind of an important case out of Westtown East Goshen. The police there have issued a warrant for Bryant Jarrett. He is a Chester Springs-based contractor. He is wanted for defrauding an elderly East Goshen couple. According to a 6ABC report, the couple paid Mr. Jarrett around $35,000 for a home renovation that was never completed. After months of no-shows, they were forced to hire a second contractor. They estimate losses at $20,000. Mr. Jarrett owns Apex Contractors. He has had a long-held contracting business in the area, according to reports. However, the license on that contracting business is now expired. WEGO police do believe there may be other victims out there. So if you've had a similar experience or you know where Mr. Jarrett may be because they are still looking for him, you're asked to contact Detective David Hall at 610-692-9600. Or if you'd like, you can go to Crime Watch and submit an anonymous tip.
Yeah, and that's a very significant. I mean, $35,000 and losses of about $20,000. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money, and it is, I think, a little bit scary with someone who has had a business because it's not somebody out of the blue. This is someone who may appear to be experienced and still not reliable. And you said multiple victims, perhaps. So. Perhaps. I think that's why they're suspicious, yeah. Yep, and I'll just repeat that number again. That's 610-692-9600, or you can submit an anonymous tip. Let's go to the third story we have, a new chief of police. Yeah, so sticking with police for a while, and with the Westtown East Goshen Police Department, they have announced a new chief of police. After an extensive nationwide search, they decided to elevate interim chief David Leahy to the new the official chief of police. So he started that position earlier this month, I believe, but he is going to have a formal swearing in on December 19th.
Yep, so wishing him the best, David Leahy. And the next story we had, going off the police aspect, we had traffic updates at East Gay Street and Bradford Avenue.
Yes, so a couple here, I know got hit with this one, so I'm going to repeat it this week for you guys. But West Goshen Police are reminding residents to proceed with caution. This is on East Gay Street. There is a new traffic pattern there. It starts at the Westchester Paoli Pike merge and continues to around the 700 block of East Gay Street. What was previously the left-hand lane is now the shoulder. That has shrunk what was formerly 3 lanes down to 2 lanes. So please use extra caution driving through this area. They are encouraging people. This is not a particularly new change, but I believe there has been some issues with adoption, which is probably why they are issuing this notice. So just be careful in that area. And this one is new. This is over on Route 52. This is Bradford Avenue in East Bradford Township. Starting last week, PennDOT was in the area, and they've closed Bradford Avenue from Tracy Lynn Drive to Rosedale Avenue. And that is in order to replace a pipe in that area. It's expected to be closed through December 24th. So just be aware if you're heading out toward Kennett Square in that area.
And that one's part of a $15.9 million project, as well as going back to the first one on East Gay Street. As far as the concerns, any questions or concerns can be directed to PennDOT.
Yes,
is what they.
That's right. The police department doesn't want you calling them.
I say take your concerns to PennDOT on that one. Let me go to the next story. West Goshen reviewing a new ordinance that would allow Aqua to shut off water service for delinquent sewer payments.
Yes, so we are monitoring a proposed ordinance change in West Goshen Township. So currently, Aqua is not allowed to shut off residents' water service, but under the new ordinance, if you were to fall behind 3 consecutive quarters on your sewer bill, you would be eligible to lose water access due to delinquent sewer balance. The West Goshen sewer fee is a flat $120 per quarter rate. It doesn't fluctuate based on water usage. This is being proposed because it seems that the township is out $350,000 in unpaid sewer fees. So that's a fairly large amount.
It is. And so we're seeing there, as you mentioned, the flat $120 per quarter does not fluctuate based on water usage. And let's go next to...
and I just want to point out that is a proposal. So that is not official right at this point. They're just discussing that change.
Got it. That was clear. So that is with West Goshen. Let's go over to Benchmark Federal Credit Union, the members voting in favor of a merger.
Yes. So they will be merging with Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. That is now taken the next step forward with the approval from the Benchmark Federal Credit Union membership. This change is expected to take place February 28th is when they are planning for the merger date. So under the new change, Benchmark will go away and everything will be operating under the Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union.
So early 2026, we're going to see that change go into effect. And going next to over the weekend on Friday, Westchester had its annual Christmas parade. Big time turnout. They
did, yes. So they were expecting 26,000. I was there. I think you said you were there as well, right? I'm not sure they got that number. I think it was cold. May have kept some people at home, but it was still a good time, a nice parade. They had a lot of bands. They had a lot of really cool floats. I think they did a nice job this year, but always a fun time.
I thought it went really well. That was my first time, and so it was great seeing the tree lighting, and I saw it actually this morning all lit up on my way in, and then they had Adam Joseph and Kathy Romano emceeing the event, and a really big turnout despite the cold.
Yeah, so it was nice.
I'm glad that went really well. So that was on Friday, the Westchester Christmas Parade. Let's go next to the Westchester Area School Board appointing a new member.
Yes. Welcome Ashley Lamb to the Westchester Area School Board. She was appointed by board members at a special November 17th school board meeting. She was appointed to replace Dr. Karen Herman, who announced her retirement from the board last month. Dr. Herman did not give a reason for her off cycle of departure, but unfortunately, because it was the middle of her term, there was not an opportunity to hold an election, and so the board was required to vote on and place a candidate there, and they chose Ashley Lamb.
Yep, so that was at the November 17th special board meeting. So welcome to Ashley Lamb as far as the Westchester Area School Board, the newest member. And then going next, we have West Goshen introduces West Goshen's Winter Wonderlights.
Yes. So this is, talked about this before, that they were going to do something. Well, now it's official. Over at West Goshen Community Park, they have set up lights. There's a glowing archway at the children's playground entrance, and there are colorful strands strung around the amphitheater and gazebo. You're welcome to go check that out anytime this winter season between sunset and 9 p.m. Just note there will not be any bathrooms because they are closed for the season.
So important to know. So
yes.
That is that all we had on the quick updates, or was there?
I think so.
Okay, so that'll take us basically up close to the top, and I know we had some things to look ahead to as well.
We do. It's the busy time of year here. So several events tonight. If you're looking for something to do, there's a $5 movie Monday. They're showing White Christmas over at Uptown. That includes complimentary popcorn. Then on Wednesday is the WSFS Bank Toy Drive and Breakfast. That's held at St. Agnes School at Thomas Patrick Hall at 7:30 to 9 a.m. You need to bring a new unwrapped toy, and you can receive a complimentary breakfast. Registration is required for that event, so if you have not done that and would like to go, you better get on it because it fills up pretty quickly. Also this week on Wednesday is Bright Lights Westchester Jazz Orchestra Holiday Concert. This is being held at Uptown Gower Performing Arts Center. That's at 7:30 p.m. That's the Westchester Jazz Orchestra. Then over the weekend, Westminster Annual Christmas Concert. So this is Westminster Presbyterian Church. They have a 95-member choir, and they will be singing all your Christmas favorites. Then on Friday, Westchester Public Library has a holiday trivia night, which sounds like a lot of fun. Questions begin at 6:45. It's a $5 per person admission, and again, pre-registration is required. And then a big one this weekend is Christkindl Mart for downtown Westchester. That's going to be held from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. There will be over 100 hand-selected vendors carrying a variety of handcrafted, locally designed goods. There will be live musical performance, and Santa will be at M&T Bank from 2 to 4 p.m. if you want some pictures done. I heard the Grinch will also be around for pictures if you're looking for a different take on things. So lots of stuff going on.
I say the Grinch also at Fugit Middle School.
Oh, yes.
So they're having that on the 13th, 3 o'clock or 6:30. And the last one I did want to highlight was, we talked about this a few weeks ago, Monkey Fish Toys under new ownership. They have a make-your-own ornament craft on the 14th, 11 to 1.
Yeah, should be fun.
So a lot of things going on in the holiday season, that's for sure. Cara, we appreciate your time as always. Thank you, listeners, for checking out the show. You can check out the podcast, 953wche.com. We'll talk to you next time.